Greetings, everyone. I'm excited to welcome Alon Partuk, founder and CEO of Octup. Alon, welcome to the show.
Hey Ben, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on the show. Excited for this episode. Let's kick this off. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Yeah, so I'm in the D2C industry for over 10 years now. Kind of very deep in this exciting industry, very kind of love this industry in a sense. So I started my journey in the high tech industry working in a small startup called Trucks that after 3 years become to be one of the biggest unicorn here in Israel. And I founded my first D2C brand kind of in parallel my work in the high tech industry. The name of the brand is Apricot, is a direct-to-consumer outdoor brand when we started from crowdfunding. And so although it's kind of was a extreme shift from the tech industry to D2C founder to e-commerce, for me, the entrepreneurship was always kind of in my blood. So I really wanted to do things on my own. So as a traveler myself, I decided to build an apparel brand that's focusing on high-end, innovative apparel clothing. We started from crowdfunding. We did one of the biggest campaign ever been done in design category at Kickstarter and Indiegogo. We were talking about 2017. And basically, I bootstrapped Apricot to be a multi-million dollar company, working mainly in North America market. And kind of my experience from the tech world together with my experience funding or building a D2C brand will bring me kind of to the conclusion that it's very hard for me to build a profitable, scalable business with the tools and methodologies that I have. Basically, the main challenge for me was to be able to get full visibility and clarity about what's going on in my business, specifically in the operational side. I always was kind of lean in my kind of way of managing my organization, my business, always making sure that every dollar going to the right place. And I didn't have the ability to see what's going on in real time. So we found ourselves always catching up the friction that we have only after they occur or after the client complaining that the package has been delayed, or we see cost increase from different places that we didn't aware in real time. And we just turning off fires all day and not focusing on building the company as an efficient way. And for me, as a person that efficiency is something that's very important for him, was very painful. And this is where I created the first version of Octop, I can say, for me, for Apricot, that we started to consolidate a lot of data sources and to be able to create a unique data layer that give us the visibility that we need. But I think that what was important and unique, and this is where we translated to Octop solution later on, is the ability to consolidate operational data that wasn't reachable for us before, like warehouse invoices, last mile efficiency, and to be able to connect it to other data sources to be able to get the visibility that we needed. Now, the outcome was very fast, changed the way that we work as a company and help us to scale dramatically. We're talking back then like 300, 400% growth months after months without the ability and the need to increase the team. And this was become so valuable for us that we kind of invited to talk about it on stages on Google's and Facebook events. We also kind of have been selected to be one of the fast growing companies in the space. And this is where I realized that what I built for Apricot can literally change the way D2C founders can manage their operation. And in kind of mid of 2022, I decided to bring this solution to any kind of a founder in the space or operator in the space. And this is exactly what we're doing in Octop. We're basically helping brands to optimize their operation in a few different ways. First, as I mentioned, we build a no-touch or a click-to-start platform. You don't need any implementation, no technical effort, that you can, with few minutes, get a fully operational platform that consolidate all the data from all of your commerce, marketing, operation, warehousing, logistic costs into one place. You can see everything kind of going on in your business. We're also the first one and the only one that can provide visibility on the logistics side, including the ability to see how much you're paying to a logistic provider, 3PLs in real time. So we build a technology that using OCR and machine learning can digest the invoice from the warehouse and to show you all the opportunity that you have if you have heating chargers or kind of opportunity to save money. And we are taking all of this data to build what we call the unit economics to help you to be more profitable on a specific SKU.
Well, yeah,
So this,
well, let's pause there.
yeah, sorry.
A lot of good information there. So you were scaling your D2C brand. It sounds like you were trying to solve your own pain point. Lots of data
Hmm.
in e-commerce businesses. So started, software to do this. So tell us, so helping e-com, and you mentioned a bunch of data sources. So I want to make sure I get that right. So you're consolidating data. You said from warehousing, logistics, email. Did you say CRM as well?
Hmm. So
Okay.
you're right. There is a lot of information because we are very kind of wide in a sense. So we are trying to collect as much information as we can to provide you the full picture, but also to provide you insight about your data and about what's going on in your business. So we are starting from your commerce platforms like Shopify and Amazon or marketplaces where you're selling your product. And on top of that, you're trying to kind of bring all of your tech stack, if it's marketing ad, email marketing, logistics, warehousing. And when you're looking on the warehousing side, we don't have like native API that we can connect, like, Shopify. Everyone is using Shopify, so we can build an app or a Klaviyo or Gorgeous, etc. So when we kind of reach out to figure out this challenge, we build a solution that can read the invoice from your email inbox. So you're getting the invoice from the warehouse to your email. We can take this invoice, no matter what is the format, no matter who is the warehouse that you're working with, and digest it to be part of our data source. And this is kind of where our added value being kind of added as a technology solution.
So
And I think,
I was gonna say for D2C brands, e-commerce owners, then I mean, it sounds like this is the central warehouse of all the operational data that you need to manage your brand. And it sounds like something like an application you'd live in Octup every single day.
exactly. When we build Octop, we basically realize that there is so much data out there that sometimes you not really can tell what to do with all of this data. So we're not just throwing data on the client. We're not bringing data from one place to another. The majority time that we spend on the product side was to create a platform that will guide you through success and to explain what is the opportunities that you have with your business and not just give you the data to kind of figure it out on your own. So this
Yeah.
is where we're trying to bring the added value. And I think it's in the end of the day, this is what people need today, right? So not just data, but the ability to understand what to do with the data.
Yeah. So it sounds like a must-have application for e-com owners. So your ICP, ideal customer profile. So can you go from anywhere who's just selling $100,000 online to 100 million? Tell us where that sweet spot is for Octup.
So first, yeah, the answer is yes. Any physical good can work with us. I can tell you that in terms of segment, we are totally agnostic. So we have a client from toys, consumer electronics, fast fashion, supplement, healthcare, skincare, jewelry, you name it, a part of our kind of client portfolio. In terms of GMV, any revenue, so we can be in any GMV, but we think that the majority of Oct client that can get value from the application, from the platform, is starting from, I would say, around 1 million up to $100 million a year. In this stage of the platform, we do see potential when the platform will be more mature to get higher brands. And this is kind of the initial target client in itself.
Okay, so really, like you said, yeah, D2C so fascinating, because I'm just buried in SaaS, but so all sorts of products, doesn't matter. But you look at kind of 1 million revenue minimum, say up to 100 million. So big target audience out there. And did you mention? So you founded Octup in 2022?
Yeah, we started the company in mid of
Started.
2022. We spent some time on market validation and product design. I would say the first line of code, I think, started in October 2022, something like that.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, curious. So first line of code, October 2022, and when did you have your first MVP?
So this is was a challenging one. Like any SaaS company, we always kind of finding ourselves with a trade-off, what to build to be important and to go out with a minimum valuable product, as you mentioned. So the first beta version was released in the beginning of I think it was around June 2023, I want to say. We started as kind of with the process that we were very close to our target clients. So basically, we started with market validation that we talked with more than 100 brands with different size, different segment, different locations to make sure that first the problem that you're trying to solve is valid. And the outcome was amazing. It like was everyone was suffering from the same lack of visibility and mess and the ability to see what's going on. And then we selected 7 companies that start with us as design partner. So we build all of the solution together with our design partner to be able to build a platform that have the most accurate market fit as possible. And then when we launch our beta version, we already had a few working clients on the platform. Then we added from mid of 2023 in the next few months, more and more beta users to be able to make our platform, more kind of user friendly. And we launched what we call the general availability, the ability to use the platform publicly in the beginning of the year. So 4 months ago, and we are growing like crazy from then. So it's very, very exciting time for us as a company.
That's great. Great. Yeah, appreciate that progression. Always interesting to see how things start from idea to that first MVP to design partners and so on. So now, where do you have a headquarters location, or are you virtual?
So we are located in Israel, Tel Aviv. We do have an office in Toronto also, and we are planning to open our kind of a third office in the state in the next few months. So kind of the R&D and product sitting here in Tel Aviv, the sales and kind of partnership sitting in North America. But we're a global team. We have also kind of people from the Philippines or people from from Western Europe. So it's kind of depends in a sense.
Yeah, and speaking about your team, what's your current team size?
So we are approximately, I want to say, 15 people end to end. We do have kind of approximately 5 to 10 more contractors or advisors that work on a different position. Most of the team is located here in Tel Aviv, and we are kind of focusing on the R&D and product side. But as we are keep growing, so the team is kind of expanding outside of Israel, more in the target market. So all of our clients from the state. So this is where we're kind of starting to increase the team to support kind of the growing go-to market.
That's great. And sounds like you're revenue generating. So anything you want to share around revenue or AR ranges?
So for us as Octup, we are not kind of changing on a daily basis, but I can tell you that we are growing very fast, and we already kind of reaching to the KPIs that we need as a company. So this is very kind of, as I mentioned, exciting for us. We just started in a sense, but in terms of where we are in front of our kind of business progress, we are more than happy,
That
if I could say it like that.
Yeah, that's great. And tell us a little bit about your go-to-market motion. So finding these D2C brands, these e-commerce owners. So how are you prospecting?
So it's a very good question. I think that we're still trying to narrow down what is our most performing channel. Our strategy, and again, I'm coming from the marketing side. I did marketing many years, and I think to sell to a mid-market companies is not super different from selling a D2C product. Is different in a sense, but you can use a lot of kind of methodologies and the same method. So we do a kind of doing a 360 approach, meaning a lot of content, a lot of PR, a lot of partnership, but we are focusing in 2 main channels. So today our 2 most performing channels are client acquisition. So we are running ads on search engines. The result is working very good for us. Of course, we are using the old methodologies from landing pages to conversion rate optimization, etc. When I can tell you that most of our clients on board with ad to sign up, right? So this is very good sign from our side. And then we are book a demo after they join the platform to guide them through, etc., and to help them with onboarding. The other side is partnership. Basically, we have a very unique partnership methodology that we are reaching out to logistic partner, and we have different kind of secret sauce that give us the option to get access to a lot of potential clients without the need to purchase them. And I can tell you that this is where we see the extreme exponential growth, because each one of the partner have a handful of clients, and where the value is there and the market fit is kind of accurate, you see the organic growth. So also working very great for us in the partnership side.
Oh, that's great. That's great. And so now switching to the fundraising side, how much capital have you raised to date?
So we are very grateful to have a very strong investors, a part of Octup. So we have kind of a very strong back into the company that's supporting the company and very believe in our vision and what we're doing. So we raised until today approximately $5 million until kind of the current round. We have investors from VCs from Israel, United States. We have a few unicorn founders. So the founders of Trucks, the company that I usually work with, is kind of our investors and director. We also have the founder of Rapid. Rapid is one of the biggest fintech company worth $50 billion. Is also invest in our company. Google just joined as investor to Octup. So a very strong investor that's supporting the company, both on kind of in the money aspect, but also in kind of supporting the growth of the company to provide the resources needed. So in this sense, we are very grateful to have this opportunity to build something big. And I think that from the time that we kind of started Octup, it was very clear for us that we are here to build the next big thing. And when we discussed about MVP, remember that I said it was always a trade-off. So it, for me and our investors and the team, we wanted to go out with a product that will be more than a small feature, but will serve as a platform. And it took us some time to bring it to the market. But I think in the end of the day, it's worth the trouble and the effort because you see the difference between launching a product to launching a platform. So the ability to work with that is much larger in a sense.
Yeah, appreciate that insight. So 5 million raised to date. And then tell us about that kind of fundraising journey. Were there triggers or milestones that led you to raising capital, so say versus bootstrapping early on?
So when I started Octup, basically it was mid 2022. It was before the crisis. So we started from the idea, started like in beginning of the year, and then I think that it started to be realistic kind of in around February, March 2022. The first round was, I want to say, a week in a sense. So it didn't take us a lot of time to recruit the first money into the company. And I know it's unique and it's not usually what's going on, but we were very kind of fortunate to get this a quick funding round. And then the round later was I kind of was in a different time frame. So each one of the on the funding round was kind of supposed to be in a different milestone. So the first round was supposed to give us or was bring us to the MVP. Then we raised additional fund to support our go-to-market. And that this is where we are currently standing now. Fundraising is kind of a journey. I think that I learned a lot in the last 2 years. Spoke with hundreds of investors, VCs, private equity, etc. And I kind of taught myself how to do the process efficiently, how to kind of not waste the time or well, let's say it the other way around, to put your effort in the most relevant channels, I would say. But I think it's part of one of the most important job of CEO to be able to recruit the money needed for the company to grow.
Yeah, so really interesting and appreciate that. And so first round to get you to that MVP, so funding the MVP. Then next round, all right, start selling it, build out that go-to-market motion. So yeah, interesting. Yeah, always a journey there. And so Alon, really appreciate your time. And as we wrap up, do you have a favorite number or metric that you're focused on to guide the business?
So there is plenty of metrics that we are supporting. We are a very analytics company in a sense. So we are measuring everything from conversion rate, lead to demo, demo to free trial to conversion rate, etc. I think that now when we are kind of focusing on the value proposition and market fit, and when we are establishing the market fit, we're really kind of focusing on the value and usability of the platform when we are kind of scaling up the revenue. So we want to make sure that we have stickiness, that we have engagement with the platform. So it's kind of one of the most important things that we are kind of working on.
Okay. So it sounds like, yeah, a lot of lead and pipeline numbers that you're looking at. And what about, I guess, for an application like this, is GMV also something that you look at, or just another data point?
We do look at GFV, but it's not a kind of a prerequisite in a sense.
Mhm.
We just targeting kind of brands. It's more in our ICP. So if someone that's selling 500, we do have clients, by the way, that's selling around $500,000, but we are not focusing there in our go-to-market. So we were not limiting you if you are smaller than our MVP, kind of ICP, sorry. We do have an entry tier that you can use Octup, but we are focusing on where we see the most kind of potential in terms of fit.
And Alon, again, really appreciate you sharing your experiences today. So what's coming up next for Octup?
So we are focused right now in product and growth in sales. This is our focus will be in 2024, where we kind of finish the fundraising. We pushed all the conversation with investors for that's relevant for the next round. So kind of putting the time for me specifically to focus on the go-to-market side. I think this is one of the best things for my side, to talk with the clients, to feel what they need, to adjust the platform, and to do kind of the extra mile that we need to be able to provide the accurate solution. So definitely product and sales.
Yeah, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And so if listeners would like to learn more about Octup, where should we send them online?
So first, you can follow me on social media. I'm very active on LinkedIn and sharing a lot about our journey. You can visit octup.com, and of course, even try and using the application for a free trial. Just click try now and onboard yourself. You can reach out to book a meeting. Always kind of happy to learn and meet new people. So any channels that you feel like, feel free to use and reach out.
All right. Well, Alon, really appreciate your time today, sharing your experiences and journey. So if listeners, if you'd like to learn more about Octup, follow Alon on LinkedIn and check out octup.com, which is octup.com. And again, appreciate you coming on the show today.
Thank you. Thank you, Ben. It was great.